And right at the point of fruit set, where the flowers get pollinated and the fruits start to form, they're at their most sensitive.
Hey, how you doing? This is Tom, and this is Tom's Radio Room Show. And I got this little amplifier here. Come up a little closer to the camera. It puts out 20 watts stereo, has one input. And the idea was to have an amplifier in my workshop, which I'm really hurting for space. Now, what I have done in the past is I'm on a users group called Freecyclers. Actually, it's not a users group, it's a group called Freecyclers. It's throughout the world, and you can select a specific group from your area, of which I belong to two. I belong to the one that's the Clearwater group, and I belong to one that's a Pinellas County group. And the idea of the group is to recycle things, anything, instead of throwing it in the garbage. And I'm into recycling electronics. I was at one time, up until about 6 months ago, heavy into recycling computers, but people demand much more than I can find as far as the way of the computers. They want something that's a modern computer for free, and you just don't find those given away. So I kind of a little bit gotten out of that. I don't solicit for anything but laptop computers now. There's no room for big desktop computers. Anyway, the other thing I solicit for is just general electronics, things that people no longer want, they've upgraded to something else, or there's something wrong with it. And quite often I get these little stereo packages, which are like CD, AM, FM radios. And what I'm looking for is ones that have a external input so that the setup can be used for an amplifier. Well, this is one of the ones I've got. I've got another one, I'm not going to move the camera, but I got another one up on the top of the shelf, which is about the same size as this one. The one up on the shelf is fine as far as using it as a radio or CD player, but using the auxiliary input, it doesn't have much power at all. Not it. If I got things going on like fans and air conditioning in here, and I'm trying to use the auxiliary input to play whatever, it's just not enough power. Similar, this one is the same thing. When you're using its internal devices, it's got plenty of power, can drive these speakers nice and loud. If you use the auxiliary input, it's just not much there. Plus, this one, the reason the person got rid of it is after about a half an hour, maybe less, the CD player stops working, just goes dead. I did some quick troubleshooting, couldn't find anything obvious, so I put it in storage. Well, I wanted to have a similar setup, but much more power. This is where this comes in. This puts out 20 watts, which is more than enough. 5 watts would be plenty. And so I'm going to see if this will work with these speakers. Still, the speakers are bigger than I want. I'm looking for something, compact, so I can put on my workbench in that area right there. Because there's the power supply right there that's needed for this, so it's already up there. And I've cleaned off that area. I forgot what I had there. But I've since put a lot of junk up there. I threw it up there to get it off my desk. So that's what I want to do. I want to marry this with these two speakers and see how it does. I was wrong about the price on this. This was only $9.98 on Amazon. It's a Kinter 2-channel, meaning stereo. The model number is MA-700. Supposed to put out 20 watts on each channel. It requires a 12 volt power supply. This is normally used in your vehicle, and I have 2 or 3 12 volt power supplies that are used for radios, for amateur radios or CB radios. So we're going to see how this works out, and I'll be doing a video soon after I get this all put together. I've got to find one thing I was a little disappointed in, but it was only $10. It didn't come with a plug to supply 12 volts. Now this is kind of a standard plug, so I should be able to find one. And then hook it up to the power supplies and then hook these speakers up to it. See how it does as far as just an amplifier, so that I can plug in my shortwave radios or anything else that I'm testing. So that's where we're going with this, and hopefully it will work. As you can see, it's going to be, if it works, it's going to be a lot smaller than this box here, which is what I want. Plus it will provide more power. I think this is like a 1 watt output, and that's just not enough if I happen to have like a fan on or air conditioning on. It won't be enough. The other thing we'll try to find out is, can these speakers, which are built for this guy, handle like say 5 watts, or are they going to distort? So that's it. That's where we're going. If you enjoyed this show, please give me a thumbs up. Have a great day. Bye-bye.